Volt Europa presents
Calling Europe, the first pan-European speed podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Calling Europe, our pan-European speed podcast. Today, we have a guest that I met in Sofia at the last General Assembly, and we even shared a room. And he is from yet another country in Europe. Hello, Cathal. How are you doing?
Hi, Karam. Good. Very good. Yeah, it's been a while since I saw you in Sofia, where we struck up that friendship, and it's good to talk to you again. But I've been doing well.
Yeah, nice. Actually, it's a pretty cool opportunity to get back in touch with each other, right? Because I mean, we could talk, we could write to each other on workplace or work chats or whatever. But I mean, this doing a speed podcast together is kind of something different, isn't it? All right. Well, then let's get to the first section of the call.
the profile.
Okay, Cathal. So let's get into it. Where are you from?
I'm from Dublin, Ireland.
Okay, and where in Europe do you live?
I'm currently living in Berlin, in Germany right now.
And when did you join Volt?
I joined Volt in November 2018.
And what is your role right now at Volt?
Right now, I am part of the panel of leads in Ireland.
What is your favorite place in Europe, Cathal?
I would have to say Toulouse, France, where I spent my Erasmus year.
Ah, cool. Okay. How long were you there?
I was there for 9 months on Erasmus and 3 months for the summer.
Eh, mais je savais pas que tu parles français, mec.
Oui, je parle français.
We should have done that back then in Sofia. So you see, you always learn new things about your fellow Volters.
Yeah.
Now I understand, by the way, why maybe I'm guessing this is why Marie-Mé nominated you, wasn't it?
No, actually, I genuinely think she was interested in Brexit when she nominated me. But yeah, she subsequently found out that I love her suggestion of Antoine Lomapal, who is the artist that she suggested. And when I was messaging her about the podcast, we had a moment of bonding over French music, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
The 3 questions. Question number 1.
What do you like the most about Volt?
What I like the most about Volt is its transcendence of national borders. So I think democracies are organized around nation states, and that inherently makes politics and democracy nationally based, which means that in order to get popular votes, national identity is always prevalent. And I'm attracted to Volt because it transcends this nationalistic aspect of modern day democracies and enables people to come together.
Thank you very much. That's a really, really nice answer, actually.
Question number 2.
Cathal, what is your most important political topic?
I think I would have to say racism and discrimination. I think that's what feeds into the problems that Europe has as regards freedom of movement, migration, and I also personally feel Brexit. And I look at the situations in the United States, and I think it's very important for us to come together and eradicate racism in the modern world.
All right, thank you very much. It's a great introduction to the third question.
Question number 3.
Which is the question which was addressed to you by Marie-Mé, and it is, how is the Irish team dealing with Brexit?
We are dealing with Brexit and the Irish Volt team by reaching out to our Volt colleagues in the UK, because that is something that no other political party is able to do. Reach across to those in Europe and those in the UK and be part of the same team, pulling together, pulling for unity. And I think that's what gives me hope in respect of for Volt and for Brexit, is that if we can come together in Ireland, the UK and Europe, we can make the border issue a non-issue. I was going to nominate a person from Kiel because we're struggling to get expansion during Corona times and stuff like that. And Kiel in Schleswig-Holstein, they actually have a border issue too, with the border on Denmark. They're a similar sized team to us, and they're suffering from the same problem. So we've actually linked up, and we do a call every now and then together to keep each other motivated, see how other teams are getting on. And I think that could be like those kind of sister teams are a good way to keep people motivated and also experience and active, because they get to really experience the pan-European element of both.
That's super, super interesting. Thank you so much for that. I think this gives also really good insight to what Volt Ireland is doing.
Your favorite song?
So now, Cathal, we would like you to first pick a song for our official Volt Europa playlist.
I would have to say Mary Keane's Introduction by Dahi. He's an Irish artist, and he flipped a recording of his own grandmother who spoke about times during the Civil War in Ireland and about love in Ireland back when we were a much stricter Catholic abiding country. And it's really amazing to see the progress we've made and her progressive views even then about love. And he's flipped that in a recording that was done of her in the 60s and turned it into a song.
That's very, very nice. No, thank you very much, Cathal. I think that's beautiful. I think it's also nice to have songs that really tell stories and that also tell you a story in a certain way. So thank you.
And I love her accent as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Actually, you just made me think of Sunday, Bloody Sunday. It was my first contact with the Irish conflict. And I remember I was a kid and I was watching MTV and I watched Sunday, Bloody Sunday. And which is a very emotional, very nice song, beautiful melody, beautiful music. And you see these photos of civil war, civil unrest, which is actually many of the photos are very similar to what we're seeing right now in the US.
And the thing that brings it home to me actually as well is in the US, there is an identity crisis over black and whites, and it's noticeable from your skin. But not the exact same, but a very similar animosity sprung up among people in Northern Ireland from different backgrounds and cultures to the point it was taken to violence, and it wasn't actually visible on the skin, and it really brings it home to me that racism has many different forms, and that's why I'm passionate about trying to end it in all the forms that we find it.
Yeah, and I also have great sympathy for that. I don't know if I already told you that I grew up in Syria. I spent my childhood in Aleppo, and I was talking to my friends from my childhood recently on WhatsApp, and we were talking about sectarianism because to us, Lebanon was always the bad example for sectarianism because since the 80s war over there, they really had a time when people were police or militias would really stop you, take a look at your ID, and if it says you're from the opposite religion or whatever, they would just shoot the whole bus, shoot up all the people. And I'm very sure you have very similar stories to tell in Ireland. But this is also kind of the direction it is going into. You can't really optically make any difference. Tell a Muslim from a Christian from a Jewish person apart. And it's I absolutely agree. I think
that's horrific to hear. But when sectarianism rears its ugly head, these are the horrific acts that can occur. And like you said, there are stories in Ireland that are similar. A famous music band had played a gig in Belfast and were driving back to Dublin and crossing the border, and they were stopped at a checkpoint by what seemed to be police. Two of them did happen to be police officers, but it was a fake checkpoint, and they ended up shooting a lot of the band members dead, and exactly like that. And it also plays in, I guess, to the use of force and the animosity towards the police and stuff that maybe is occurring today in other countries, and the militarization of the police that happened in Northern Ireland as well, and how it didn't end well for anyone either. So a lot of parallels where, sectarianism and racism appear, just the horrific acts that can appear as well. And I think we need unity, not segregation in those instances.
Absolutely. All right. So let's try to end this on a little bit more positive note. Still, thank you very much for sharing this. I think, I am super, super thrilled about, or very, very, very happy to hear these stories from first account. And I think many people who are listening to this podcast will be too.
The nomination.
So your next task will be nominating a person in bold from another country team and from the other gender.
I would like to nominate Zhenya Ivanova. I know she is an inspiring vaulter who brings people together and is the co-lead of our expansion group. And I know she hails from Russia, but has lived in France for many years. Zhenya, I would like to ask you what your thoughts on how we can gain more people to vault, and knowing that you come from Russia but have lived in France, do you think it's easier, or there are different themes at play for vault when it comes to East and Western Europe?
Okay, I am very much looking forward to having her in the next episode then. We'll reach out to her. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you very, very much for being part of this episode, Cathal. I am really looking forward to seeing you next time, hopefully in person. And we'll keep in touch. Let's keep on sharing music with each other. I really like the couple suggestions that you sent me offline.
Okay, cool, yeah.
And thank you to all listeners for listening to this podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Cool, see you.
That was
Calling Europe, a production of Volt Europa.